Hey, Centerpoint Primary students, it's Mrs. Offerman, your school nurse. I'm sitting out by the campfire having a gorgeous night. Hope you guys are having a good time at home too. So I wanted to remind you guys about those 6 things that can help keep us healthy. Healthy food for fuel for our bodies, lots of good sleep, moving and exercising, being safe, keeping all the sickness and bugs and germs away, and having a healthy brain. So we're going to talk today about number 1 and number 2. So number 1 is healthy food for fuel for our bodies. Okay, so there's lots and lots of food in the world, right? We eat so many different kinds of food every day, and all of those foods do wonderful things for our bodies. There are 5 main food groups we're going to talk about. There's grains, carbohydrates, protein, fruits, vegetables, and dairy and healthy fats. So number 1, grains or carbohydrates. You need those foods like potatoes and rice and bread and pasta and cereals to make your body have lots of energy so it can work and run and you don't get drained and exhausted. That's super, super important, especially when you're a kid and doing lots of running. Number 2 is protein. We need protein to help build strong muscles. It also does anything that really requires building in your body, building strong bones and building strong new skin. Anytime your body is regenerating, that's a big word for like improving or growing something new, you need protein to help do that. Number 3 and 4 are fruits and vegetables. They have lots and lots of minerals and vitamins that help your body. Every cell in your body needs lots of vitamins and minerals to do what they need to do. It helps your immune system, your lymphatic system. There's lots of systems I could name, and those fruits and vegetables are super important for those. And then there's dairy and fat, which you need lots of fat for your brain. Did you know that? Your brain needs healthy fats to do everything it needs to do to think really good. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? There's actually another little kind of food group that would be number 6, but we don't really talk about that when we're talking about healthy food to help our body, because that's like the sugary and processed foods and junk food that you've heard. It tastes really good and it's fun to have every while for a special treat, but that doesn't do anything for your body. Nothing. It doesn't help your body in any way. It goes in and goes out, and it doesn't do anything for you. So these other foods actually do good things in your body, and that's why we want to eat these really, really healthy foods, because your body needs them to work. Junk food, it's not really good for our bodies. They taste good and they're a nice treat, but they're not the food that we should be putting in our body like the gasoline that we put in our cars. Remember talking about that? So the fuel we need is those grains and proteins and fruits and vegetables and milk and healthy fats, right? Okay. Number 2 is good sleep. You need so much sleep. Do you know that kids ages 3 to 6, so those preschoolers and kindergartners, you need 10 to 12 hours of sleep a night. 7 to 12-year-olds, you need 10 to 11 hours a night. So that's pretty much the same. So you pretty much need 10 or 11 or 12 hours a night. So if you went to bed at 8 o'clock and then woke up at 6, that would be 10 hours. If you went to bed at 9 and woke up at 7, that would be 10 hours. Are you doing that? Do you know how much goes on in your body when you're sleeping? Sleep is when something in our brains called neurotransmitters. That is a big word for today. Neurotransmitters recharge and repackage. Neurotransmitters are that's my puppy. There's Luther. Hi, Luther. Neurotransmitters are the chemicals in our brain that help the brain cells talk to each other. That's how you learn, that's how you think, that's how you talk. So that's super important, right? We need to do that every day. And so for that, to figure out how to do that, we need sleep so it can reorganize all of that. That's a lot of work. It's so important to sleep. It also helps build our immune system. It helps you grow. Super, super important. So If you want to have a couple little activities this week, I would love for you and your family to, when you're sitting down at dinner, look at your plate and think, how many food groups are on my plate? And maybe even take mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, whoever grown up you're with, around the kitchen and see if you can find things in all of the food groups. If you can go for your fridge and find a fruit or a vegetable, or in your pantry and find a grain, and see if you can find different things and have your adults help you to make sure you know what those food groups are. And then for the sleep one, I would love for you to maybe have a grown-up write down what time you go to bed and then what time you get up, and count those hours and see how many hours of sleep you're getting. Are you getting 10, 11, or 12 hours? If you're not, what are some things you could do to try and get all that sleep so your body can be super healthy? I hope you had fun talking about being healthy with food and sleep, and I'll see you next week. Bye.